Welcome, let's take a look at all the new games that are releasing this week. Hello and welcome to Parents Guide to Games. My name is Stefan. If you please like, share, and subscribe. Here are the games coming week of March 15th, 2022. The first game on the list is Phantom Breaker Omnion. This is coming out on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. The rating is teen. The content descriptions: mild blood, mild language, suggestive themes, and violence. This is an arcade-style fighting game in which players select various duelists in a battle of supremacy in the fantasy setting. Players engage in one-on-one matches using punches, kicks, melee weapons to deplete opponents' life meters. Combat is highlighted by slashing sounds, battle cries, and colorful impacts effects, and figures are hurled across the screen or slammed to the ground. One playable character is depicted with blood-stained bandages around her limbs and neck. The game contains some suggestive material, still images of female characters wearing revealing outfits, characters designed with breast-jiggling effects, panning close-up camera angles of characters' chest. Swear words appear in the game. Next up is The Cruel Knight and the Great Hero. This is coming on PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch. The ratings are 1 to 10 and up. Content descriptions: fancy violence, and use of alcohol. This is a role-playing game in which players follow the story of a girl that fights monsters and explores villages and forests. From a sideways perspective, players engage in turn-based battles against stylized creatures. After selecting attack moves from a menu, players watch characters perform actions in a short animated sequence. Damage is inflicted by dwindling hit points. Some attack moves involve flaming swords or small explosions. One quest prompts players to obtain a liquor for a character. The character consumes alcohol, then falls asleep. The next game is Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. This is coming out on PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. The rating is teen. Content descriptions: language, mild blood, suggestive themes, use of tobacco, and violence. This is a fighting game in which players engage in one-on-one battles with characters from the Shin Megami Tensei Persona franchise. Players punch, kick, and use a variety of weapons and magic attacks to drain opponents' health meters in melee-style combat. Matches are highlighted by battle cries, impact sounds, and colorful light effects as fighters are hurled across the screen to the ground. One stage depicts red blood splattered in the background. Some cutscenes depict provocative images throughout the game. One recurring character is depicted with a cigar in his mouth. Swear words can be heard in the dialogue. And the last game with a full description is Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. It's coming on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC. The rating is mature. The content descriptions: blood and gore, strong language, suggestive themes, and violence. This is an action role-playing game in which players follow the story of Jack and his companions on a quest to restore the balance to the world. Players explore the fantasy world, complete quests, and battle humans and creatures in melee-style combat. Players use swords, axes, and magic spells to defeat enemies. Battles are sometimes frantic, accompanied by cries of pain, bursts of light, and large blood splatter effects. During combat, players can perform finishing attacks to enemies, which sometimes results in dismemberment of tentacles and/or decapitation. Cutscenes depict additional acts of violence, blood and gore, civilians killed by a soldier, dead soldier lying in a large pool of blood, character impaled through the chest, body limbs on the ground. Some female characters appear topless, although with no discernible details. Swear words are heard in the game. Now, the rest of the list are games that do not have any information but are also coming out. And the first one is Paradise Killer, and that is PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. The next game is Tunic, and that's coming out on Xbox Series X and PC. Autono Mondomino is up next on PlayStation 4 and PC. You can join the race in Monster Energy Supercross 5. And the last game on today's list is Shredders, coming out on Xbox Series X and PC. Thank you to bensound.com for the music track. Please follow Parents Guide to Games on YouTube at Parents Guide to Games, on Facebook at Parents Guide to Games, on Twitter at ParentsG2G, and email any questions or concerns at parentsg2g@gmail.com. And always, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.